And now, Ralston reports.
Welcome back. The effort to use public money to build a soccer stadium downtown Las Vegas appeared dead 2 weeks ago until Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian revived it by agreeing to give the public another look. Councilwoman is likely to cast a deciding vote when the matter comes back to the council 2 weeks from today. Councilwoman Tarkanian joins me to talk all about it. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks.
So I watched that meeting a couple of weeks ago, and you were clearly very skeptical of this. Listen, I don't just say these kinds of things. I know you read everything. I know you're very diligent. Ever since you and I have known each other, we've talked about a lot of complicated issues. You don't like the way this thing is constituted now, do you?
No.
So why is there even, I don't even have to ask you, you're going to vote against it.
I said at that meeting that you're talking about, I stated that at the time, I would, in fact, Ricky was on the phone, and I said, Ricky Barlow, if this were a vote to come right now, I would vote no.
Indeed, you did say that.
I said, however, we promised the people we would bring it out to them. And whether you're for it or you're against it, if you tell the people you're going to bring it out to them and vet it in public, I think you should do it.
Well, of course you're right, and you've always been good.
Why.
But I understand all that, and it's good you're having these town hall meetings. But look at the information that's come out since you made that statement, Councilwoman. I mentioned earlier in the program these 3 different estimates of the profits. They're now upping the attendance figures to what a lot of people, despite what Mr. Howe says, are unrealistic. What gives you any confidence that this is the right deal for the city of Las Vegas?
Well, I feel that a soccer team could make it in Las Vegas. I think it would be something that would be good for Las Vegas. I, however, have great questions. I've mentioned my concerns about Cordish. I went into some detail about how I feel that we haven't been trusted professionally by them, treated professionally. They would wait until about 2 months before the deadline, and then they would come up with something that might entice us and think, okay, this might work. And this happened more than once.
Well, so. This is not these are not minor points. We can't get Cordish to talk about this. A lot of people in the council think, including Bob Coffin, have said that they have not been dealt with in a good way by Cordish. Yeah, I'd love to see soccer here too. We all want pro sports here, Councilwoman, but if you don't trust one of the partners, how can you move forward on this deal?
Well, that's what a close friend of mine who is with the Seattle soccer team that draws 43,000, he said to me, he was working out points, and he said, this could work. And then I told him my concerns, and he says, you can't do that. My hope is that something might come up before that deadline that might change the picture.
What?
Well, first of all, it doesn't matter if I feel against it right now or if I felt for it right now. The key factor is to let the public voice their concerns. And I will tell you, I've been getting 67 calls a day, 70 calls, and I'm talking about emails and telephone calls a day, and it's predominantly against it.
I've had this discussion with many elected officials over the years. Your job, in my opinion, is people elected you because you have access to much more information than the average voter, right? You can have town halls all you want, and it's great. You're doing the listening tour. It's great that the council's doing the outreach. But they elected you because you've looked at all this information.
Right.
You don't like what you see. So what is going to happen? You're going to have a vision in the middle of the night that this is a good thing? Cordish is going to give you some free tickets, a suite named the Lois Tarkanian Suite at the state. I'm not just thinking
of that.
But seriously, what could happen?
It isn't what could happen, John. It's that you have to collect all the information possible. If I'm prejudiced one way, I know I am, and I tell my staff, you've got to collect all the information, whether it's against what you think or not. And I just felt we should give the public 4 weeks at a very small cost the opportunity to do what we told them publicly we would do before, and we never did.
All right.
And that's why I voted that way, and I made it very clear, I thought, at the meeting.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk a bit more about this, and we're going to see if they're getting a fair pitch from both sides. Stick around. Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian. Welcome back. We're talking about, guess what? That soccer stadium that's being proposed downtown. The city is now reaching out, holding town halls. There's one going on, I think, right now at the Doolittle Center. If you want to get over there and listen, or you can keep watching and listen to Councilwoman Lois Tarkanian. She is the swing vote. I want to repeat a question I asked you, a serious question. What could possibly happen between now and when the next vote comes up to change your mind? What could possibly happen? You've seen the latest pro forma. You know what those numbers say. I bet you don't buy them. So tell me what could happen.
I'm hoping that they might decide to bring in a third partner, for example, so that we don't have to put public funds in it. My understanding, and I haven't had a chance to check this out yet, is that Sacramento is using just private money. In their
Sacramento's in the bidding for another
Right.
team in case people don't know
Right.
that.
I haven't had a chance to check that. I just heard of that 2 days ago. But, you know, it doesn't, the two people that are there now, if they see the way things are going, maybe they would decide to bring in somebody else so that we wouldn't have to use public monies. Because in the public, and this is where this information is valuable, if there's something that comes in the future even, they're not against the stadium. They're not against a soccer team. They're against using public funds at a time when we haven't caught up yet in
Right.
salary increases.
Right.
Our parks need a lot of help,
Let's talk about the parks. I'm sorry to interrupt you. We don't have much time. You keep saying it's public money. You know what? The mayor came on this program last week, and she said it's not about the taxpayers at all. Take a look at what she had to say.
Well, you know, it's not about the taxpayer, to be perfectly honest.
It's not?
This is tourist dollars.
Oh,
These
here
are
we go.
dollars. No. This is the reality. We've worked very hard to figure out a way that we are doing this in the wisest way possible. And this is tourist dollar income. That's what supports the state of Nevada.
Councilwoman, I went round and round with the mayor on this. There's two issues here. First of all, there's a serious issue about what an interlocal agreement with other jurisdictions, including the county. You can even commit this money, but she keeps saying it's tourist money. These are commission on room taxes that's used to maintain parks.
Right.
Aren't you worried about that being used as a funding source?
Yes, I am worried about it, but you know, she was accurate in a way in saying that it's not tax money from the people who live here, it's tax money from the tourists.
But there's a lot of taxpayers who are going to parks in your district.
Absolutely.
And they start going to these parks and they see the swing sets getting rusty and the grass
Absolutely.
going brown. Guess who they're going to blame?
Oh, they'll blame all of us, I'm
Thank you.
sure. But the other thing is that Betsy Federal has stated that, you know, bonds that we took out before for some of Larry Brown's parks, those beautiful parks in the Northwest, they will be all paid off, and so we'll have additional monies there, so it will make up the difference. However, myself, it's not just the difference, it's we aren't doing as well as we should right now.
We're out of time. You're still a no vote as of tonight, correct?
As of tonight, I still would vote no.
All right. Councilwoman, I really appreciate your willingness always to come on the program. Thanks for coming
You're
on.
very welcome, John, very welcome.
And on the next Ralston Reports, more of the issues that matter to you from people in the know. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great evening.